First of all, do you think in your rabbit ass mind that Corey Edwards would have the smoking gun to kill Tupac and bury it in his backyard after them niggas just drove from Vegas back to Compton with the gun? And this is how you know that's a lie, right? Two reasons. The gun used in Keefe D, the gun that was used in Vegas, if you believe Keefe D in them story, right? Keefe D said they parked the Cadillac, they put the gun on the tire, right? And then they went to the Monte Carlo hotel. And the next day when they came to the car, the gun was gone. So if they came back and remember this, when they went to go do the shooting, Corey Edwards wasn't with them, right? According to their stories, T. Brown, Dre, Orlando, and Keefe D in the car. And remember, none of these niggas is light skinned with a bald head, with a mustache, and look like a bitch in the face, right? But if you want to believe that story, right? After the shoot, they rolled right around the corner. They turned right on Koval, went up to E. Harmon, stopped right there on what's the name of that street? Audrey, parked right there at the carriage house, literally around the corner from the shooting. 1 block away in a right there on the half block. They didn't even make it to Las Vegas Boulevard. Parked right there in the carriage house, got out the Cadillac, and walked 0.8 miles to the Monte Carlo, which is now the Park MGM. Put the gun on the tire and left the car there. And when they came back the next day, the gun was gone. That's documented. Keefe D saying that on Murder Rap. They came back and the gun was gone. So how the hell the gun end up in Corey Edwards' backyard? And you think these dudes shot up these guys in the car and drove 1 block away and made a right and drove a half block and got out and started walking in a white Cadillac? And left the car there, and the gun is gone. But somehow, the gun appears up in Corey Edwards' backyard, buried, and a dog finds it. This is like the stupidest alibi niggas could come up with. A dog dug up the gun and was running around the backyard with it, right? Oh my God. Getting back to it, right? So now Tim Brennan or Bobby Ladd, one of the two, they find the gun in the Compton's evidence locker because according to Reggie deposition, he gave the gun to his father and his father booked it into the Compton evidence locker. And like I said, none of us are police here. It may be some watching, right? But how do you get a gun that was tested in Santa Monica Police Department, get the gun back, go to the Bahamas, Mexico, wherever they went? You gave the gun to security. They threw the gun in the water. But then you say you gave the gun to your father. He booked it in the evidence locker. And now Tim Brennan, ironically, or Bobby Ladd, one or the other, find this gun just randomly one day. They're in the evidence, they're in the Compton PD, they're in the evidence locker. Oh, 40 Glock. Tupac got killed with a 40 Glock. Oh, where did they get this gun from? Oh, this gun was booked. Corey Edwards' house. Corey Edwards is a Southside Crip. He was in Vegas the night that Tupac got killed. Let's run the ballistics on this gun. Oh, it's a match. This is the gun that killed Tupac. Really? And then when they send the gun to Vegas, Vegas says, this ain't the gun. So is Vegas incompetent? Or did they have a bad system that it didn't match up the same way that it matched up for the Compton PD? Right? Not to mention that Reggie Wright Jr. called his father the night of the shooting before any investigation was done, and Reggie wasn't at the fight at the MGM. Reggie wasn't in the caravan, but he was able to call his father within the hour of, and he didn't get to see nobody until 3 hours later, and called his father and told him Orlando Anderson's just shot Tupac. How did he know that? And Reggie Wright Sr. calls Brad and Tim Brennan and Robbie Ladd, and tell them, oh, Reggie just called me and said that Orlando just shot Tupac. Yo, y'all get ready. The war's coming back to Compton. And then Brennan and Ladd goes and find the 40 Glock that Reggie allegedly threw in the water or got security to throw in the water or gave to his dad to put in the Compton's evidence locker. And they find the same exact gun that was Fatal's gun, according to Kevin Hackey, allegedly, right? Now, seeing all the gun conspiracy, right? Now go back to the Lakewood Mall. Trayvon chain never was took. You got that from Neckbone in 30 years ago in 2025. You got that from K-Dub years ago, more recently, that his chain wasn't took. But for some reason, the story is Trayvon went over to Tupac and said, that's the guy that took my chain. And Tupac went over there defending Trayvon Lane and jumped on Trayvon Lane because this guy took his chain, which you know for a 150% fact right now today is a lie. There was no bounty on death row chains. Trayvon Lane didn't get taped. So why did Trayvon go over to Tupac and tell Tupac that to send Tupac over there to jump on Orlando Anderson to get talked out of wearing his goddamn bulletproof vest? Who leaves, goes to the Luxor, changes clothes, goes to Suge House, wants to ride in his car with Frank and the Outlaws, and Suge tell him no. We got business to discuss. You ride with me. They go and get in a BMW, which has no license plate, right? Which would be easy to identify, right? Frank goes to get in the back of the BMW to be with Pac. And what happens? She'll tell him, no, don't get in my car. We got some business to discuss. Then they drive and they get stopped by bicycle cops. How many of y'all ever got pulled over by bicycle cops? For loud music. These niggas had sirens on their helmets. Pull over. Pull over. Right? Was that a spot check? Yo, they getting ready to come. All right, you free to go. You go drive down from the spot check, allegedly, the bicycle cops. Their next stop is coming up at the light, and everything happens. Now, my question to you and everybody watching, do you think that Tupac was set up? We know Tupac was trying to disassociate himself with Death Row. You done heard that from everybody in his crew. You got Reggie lying about LAPD working off duty for Right Way security. We know that's a lie. Why is he even lying about that? We know that Kevin Gaines was in Las Vegas for a special assignment. We know that Kevin Gaines used to also date Sharitha Knight. We also know that during the California Love video, Kevin Gaines allegedly got beat up and stripped out there in the desert when they were shooting that video. We got Lowe from OFTB said he saw Perez out in Vegas that weekend. Perez or Mac, one or the other. We seen Orlando get walked out of the MGM Grand by somebody. He wasn't with Keefe D. He wasn't with Corey Edwards. He wasn't with T. Brown. He wasn't with Andre or Big Dre, right? He got walked out by a police officer, and he just walked away with this guy without handcuffs. He never testified. He never filed a police report against them jumping him. He went right over to Sunrise Medical Center for a dislocated shoulder. And went back to the MGM, was at the lobby bar, and once again, don't disregard what Gaddafi said, because Rest in peace. He is no longer here with us. The driver was light-skinned with a bald head and a mustache and looked like a beach in the face. Is nobody in Gray Cater's story light-skinned in the car? Not one person. So why do y'all believe that allegedly Death Row didn't set up Tupac to be killed? And possibly Suge. You think about it. I know one thing, none of it makes sense. And thanks to Neckbone going on Vlad and stating that Trayvon Lane chain never got took. Because if Trayvon Lane chain never got took, why would he tell Tupac, yo, that's the dude that took my chain, and send Tupac over there to jump on Orlando to later get killed when the chain never got took? Makes sense to anybody? Don't make sense to me, but I smell a setup and a cover-up. But let's see if the defense do their job. All right? Choke no joke, you know what it is. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Like this video, share it with your people that love Tupac, and let them answer the question. If Trayvon Lane chain never got took, why would he tell Tupac that lie? And send that man over there to his death. Was that done for an alibi? To make it make sense to why he got killed? So everybody out here keeps saying, oh, Tupac went and jumped on the nigga over his chain. He went for the dude chain. And he shouldn't have jumped on Orlando because Orlando was a real one. Everybody knew he was a hitter. Woo-de-woo-de-woo-de-woo-de-woo-de-woo. Yeah, okay. Wake up and smell the coffee, baby. It's Folgers. Choke no joke. You already know. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what it is.